InsideThunder.com. Powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner at Chesapeake Energy Arena. On Saturday night, the Thunder won their 7th straight game. That ties the longest streak they've had this season. They blew past the B team, if you will, of the San Antonio Spurs, 111-92. It was a struggle early on because those Spurs reserves are stout, but the Thunder wore them down and then really took over the game. In the second half, Russell Westbrook was just amazing through parts of this ball game. He ended up with 29 points. Kevin Durant had 31. Enes Kanter had 20. And Serge Ibaka also with a big night with 15 points. It is, by the way, now the 57th straight game that Kevin Durant has scored at least 20 points. So the Thunder now about to head out on the road for an East Coast trip. After the game, we had a chance to hear from head coach Billy Donovan, also Cameron Payne, and Steven Adams.
Well, I think I said in the pregame it was going to be a hard game to play, just because obviously it's not their full complement of players. But I thought as the game wore on, we got progressively better. In the first half, at least the first quarter, I thought we gave up. I think we gave up 6 offensive rebounds. I think we maybe had 5 or 6 turnovers in that first quarter. I thought our first shot defense was pretty good. I thought for the most part in the game we defended pretty well, and I think we continue to evolve and get better on the offensive end of the floor. So it was a hard game, but I think there was some areas of improvement that we continue to show, and I think we can hopefully learn and get better from this game.
Did Russell change the game in the second and third quarters, kind of just with his energy?
Yeah, I mean, he does that. He had a couple great drives, some steals. He got out in transition. He did a really nice job finding guys. Certainly, he shot the ball at a very highly efficient level tonight. I thought he all around played a really, really good game tonight and played exceptionally well. And maybe when we were teetering a little bit there in that first quarter where we weren't playing particularly well, certainly giving up those offensive rebounds, I thought his offense kind of answered and stopped some runs. And then, as you mentioned, that second and third quarter, he really played well. Yeah, I think Russell says this all the time. He's going to try to do what the team needs and the game needs. And again, he was efficient tonight. He's 10 for 18 from the field. I thought his shots were good shots. I think he's an exceptional, pull-up jump shooter at 15, 18 feet. He really knocks that down at a high rate. He got into the post some. He got out in transition. I thought he was really, really efficient, and he always brings energy. And I thought his energy tonight lifted our team.
Besides Enes, the bench was 1 for 16. How important is it to have a guy like him who can essentially create extra possessions with his offensive rebounding? In that first half there, we really didn't get any production from anybody coming off the bench. I think we were all in the minus there. But I've got Kyle's just getting back. I wanted to throw him in there early to get his feet wet. Randy, Dion's coming off a really good game against Utah where he shot the ball very well. I've got a lot of confidence in Randy. The biggest thing for me with our team is you're going to have nights where you don't shoot the ball particularly well. And, tonight was a night guys off the bench didn't shoot the ball well, but I really thought we took good shots. I thought Randy had some good looks. I thought Cameron had some good looks. The ball just didn't go in the basket. But we can still defend and do other things to make an impact throughout the course of the game. What are you going to have to do to keep Serge with the kind of energy he had tonight on offense and defense?
Yeah, Serge was, I thought he played very, very well. I thought his energy in the first half was great. He was really locked in. He shot the ball well, but I also thought it reminded me of kind of like an old Serge. I thought we had great rim protection. He had a couple tremendous blocks in around the basket. He really was great protecting the rim for us tonight. I thought Serge played really, really well on both ends of the floor.
Coach, they got up 9. You guys seemed to settle in. What did it take to just sort of kind of get your feet under you there and understand what this game was going to be like?
Well, like I said, it was going to be a different game. It's a challenging game to play just because they've got 5 players not playing that are obviously really, really good players that are in the rotation. And I said this before the game. They have a very, very deep team. And it was going to provide an opportunity for some other guys to play extended minutes that normally don't play that have not been in that role. So as you're getting prepared and adjusted and ready for the game, it does take a little bit of time to get adjusted. I thought their offensive rebounding hurt us. I thought our turnovers at times in the first quarter hurt us. Our first shot defense was actually pretty good. So I think as the game wore on, I think we got better and better as the game wore on.
You had a sequence, I think, in the third quarter. You kept going to Kevin in that left block, and he had a couple jumpers, and then they finally started to double him. Just can you talk about his recognition of everything that's going on the floor and ability to handle those things?
Yeah, I think there's a balance for him because he's been so unselfish and he's sacrificing a lot. He's such an efficient player. I mean, he and Russell, both those guys were really efficient tonight. Kevin got the ball, as you mentioned there. He's, as good as anybody in the world, at that 15, 18-foot range, whether he's facing up or he's got his back to his basket. He's just an incredible scorer from there. And we did a good job finding him. I thought there were some opportunities where Kevin probably could have taken some more shots in the first half, but, he elected to try to find his teammates, and he got some other guys' shots. So he's really trying to balance his scoring with his passing, too, and he's being unselfish, and he's moving the ball.
Coach, as the regular season starts to come to a close, what's the focus going into playoff season, especially going into these next 2 away games?
Yeah, I still think for us it's about improvement and getting better and playing more consistently all the way through. You always want to start to play your best basketball, and you want a level of consistency. I think for our team here, I've seen steady growth on a regular basis here, and I'd like to hopefully continue to see that, from our team. They've gotten better. They've done a good job defensively. We've gotten better offensively. I think we've gotten better as the season has unfolded, and we want to keep getting better. But right now, we still have games left here in the regular season to finish out.
By my count, this is the first time that the Spurs have lost in the second game of a back-to-back all season. What do you think that says about a team in terms of what they bring on the second night of a back-to-back?
Well, I mean, they're clearly one of the best teams in this league. I mean, that by their record, so I'm not surprised, by that. However many, game whatever their record is right now, they got 61 wins. So whether it's back to back or a day in between, they're winning a lot. So this may have been the one night where maybe they hadn't in the past rested the number of players they rested against us, but certainly they've been all season long, extremely consistent.
Coach, you talked about getting some of the other guys a little more minutes, but by the end of the game, Durant had played 32 minutes, Westbrook 35 minutes. Were you disappointed that you didn't get to a point where you could play the bench a little more?
No, I mean, I think, Ennis plays 21 minutes, and Dion played 17, Cameron 13, Randy Foye 21. Like I said, Kylie wanted to throw in there. No, I mean, I think that was fine there. I think anytime you're coaching, you got to coach to what the game dictates there, and we pretty much stuck with our normal rotations throughout the course of the game. I never really go into a game saying, "Geez, I hope the score is this, and then we can play more guys." I think you've got to expect that every game's going to be a challenge.
I just meant more from a rest perspective, kind of like San Antonio was probably thinking.
I'm not so sure I understand what you mean.
As in,
would I have liked to have rested our guys tonight?
Yeah.
No. Because I said this before the game, there's a plan that's in place, and we have a great medical team. So just because San Antonio's resting and they make a decision that's best for them today, and Pop and their staff's going to make decisions of what's best for their team, we have to do the same thing here. So it has nothing to do with who we're playing or who's playing or who's not playing. When we play, it's about what is best for us and what do we need to do. And if we cross that bridge where we need to do that, whatever the time calls, we'll do that. But wasn't upset like, wow, we wish we could have rested our guys today, because I didn't think that was the right thing to do. Neither did our medical staff, and I think, knock on wood, our team's been okay up to this point in time.
It seemed like it took a little while to get into the flow of this game with their different personnel. Why were you guys able to finally kind of settle down and get into your rhythm, your game?
We just had to lock in, just focus in, because, they said a lot of players, and I guess we didn't have as much energy as we normally have. So as the game kind of went on, we started finding it and started finding our rhythm.
Second quarter, third quarter seemed like you guys started to be able to string multiple stops together. Is that kind of what fueled you?
Definitely, we got the crowd involved. Well, got a lot of fast break points, and that seems like that's what gets us going. We get a lot of deflection, steals, and leading the dunks.
How much was that of Russ just kind of getting people going, getting out on the fast break?
Oh, I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. But I mean, really, it's a whole team thing. A lot of players on the bench talking to them, trying to get some energy in, and guys on the court making crazy passes and getting a crazy dunk. It's just, I mean, it make everybody in the arena just, you know what I'm saying, give us a life.
Did you see that shot he hit after the whistle?
Yeah, I was still looking. Everybody was like, what happened? What happened on the bench? But I thought they was going to count it. Sometimes you got to count some stuff sometimes.
Ennis had 19 and 8 in the second half. Did you notice anything about you guys' rhythm to be able to get him going more?
We just picked up the pace. We ran a lot more ball screens, got him on a lot of rolls, and I mean, he was active down there on the rebounds.
Steven, seemed like in that second quarter you guys were able to sort of feel out the game and understand their personnel. What changed for you all after the first maybe 16 minutes or so?
What changed? I guess we're just more aggressive on our defensive coverages. I think that's what really led to just those momentum plays, get them going, and then I think we're just fired up from there. We try and just ride the wave from there on out. Yeah.
I know they didn't have some of their headline players, but is it hard to go up against a team where they're doing funky lineups, different things than they've done all season?
They're like a special team where like it doesn't matter who they put in. It's more their systems just so well run, and they're really disciplined. All the players have running the system. That's what makes it really difficult, really. So it doesn't matter who they bring in. Obviously, the superstars, you need them to help you out in certain plays. But yeah, man, it was tough tonight for real.
Facing 7'3" Boban, I mean, he got it.
It was fun. It was fun, mate. Yeah, it was just bizarre because there was no really scout on him or anything, so you had to feel it out first time. Yeah, my first time playing, but yeah, felt like we did a pretty good job of just kind of containing him. And yeah, heavy boy, big boy. Yeah.
As heavy a guy or as tall a guy as you've ever covered?
Yeah, it's just weird because since he's so tall, usually with heavy dudes I can meet them, so like it's like sideways, so you're fine. But he since he's so tall, he like collapses on you, so it's really hard. You're in a constant squat the whole time, man. Tell you what, mate, leg days, leg days, mate. God.
Did you see the Russell when he threw it up and I think it went over the backboard, then back in after the whistle and the crowd went nuts? Did you see that?
No. I keep missing his good plays, eh? I'm such a worst teammate, eh, honestly. Just the worst. Oh.
Is your thumb okay? Looked like you banged it and had some tape on it at one point in the game.
Yeah, it's fine. Just got hit pretty bad, but it's sweet, boy. Get bangs.
How much did that turn around the second and third quarter? Was just Russell kind of getting you guys going on the fast break, hitting mid-range?
That's just momentum plays, boys. It just fires everyone up. Goes ham. Katie's over there, mate. Go get him. Come on. Quotes.
And, Stephen, we tried to get over there to talk to Kevin Durant, but the crowd around him, we just couldn't get in there. So we came out here instead to do this. Steven Adams, by the way, had 9 points and 6 rebounds. He's been playing really well, and that combo tandem between Steven Adams and Enes Kanter has been outstanding for the Thunder. Kanter, as I said, had 20 points. He also had 10 rebounds, so another double-double for Enes Kanter. He's had more double-doubles this season than any other bench player in the league. Also leads the league in rebounds off the bench now with almost 8 per game. As we said, Thunder headed out east. They will be in Canada on Monday for a game at Toronto, and then back-to-back the next night, Tuesday, in Detroit before coming back here to the home court. They'll play the Clippers on Thursday. 7 of their last 9 games in the regular season on the road. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated at InsideThunder.com.